Good morning, goddesses. I forgot that my mic was muted. Hello, goddesses. This is Tirra, your goddess guru. Y'all know I love helping women align with their life purpose using the power of ancient wisdom and the goddess-centered lifestyle. How are you, goddesses, today? Let's turn it up. Happy Hump Day. Goddesses. I see the G-Hive is in the house. What's up, G-Hive? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the music, see who's here. Stretch it out, baby. Good morning for those who are here. Greetings and salutations to the queens who will watch on replay. Buenos dias. How are you, Paulette? Hello, queen. Good morning, Zellico. How are you? Hello, Ocean Kimmy. How are you? Welcome, queen. What's going on, G-Hive? Hey, Mystic Storm. What's up? We got Larissa in the house, baby. What's up? Hey, Natasha. Thank you, Morgan. One of the coaching groups that I belong to, when I joined, I got a mug. My work changes lives. When you are an entrepreneur, as I know you know, you have to remind yourself of that every day. Because it is a very different lifestyle. Let's see here. Oh, thank you. Guess who made the earrings? Ocean Kimmy. She made these earrings. This is my Taurus look. I have on some earthy colors. This is my my sister-in-law gave me this shirt. So this is, I guess, the chemical makeup of melanin. And I was like, I need something earthy. We still in the full moon phase. So I have on my little earthy, colors. And I was like, oh, I need something to pop a little bit. So I was like, let me put on these earrings that Ocean Kimmy made me, because I always get compliments on them. Greetings, Nexodus. How are you? Great rising, Bliss. Hey, Queen. How are you? Oh my gosh. Hello, Miss Cindy Jones. I'm so happy to see you here. Welcome. Yep. From Eileen. That's true, Eileen. G-Hive in the house. Let's get a little bit of inspiration going on here. Let's see here. Everything I've uploaded, it should be good. So I don't remember all these songs. I got some new ones. Let's turn it up a little bit.
Make it fire. Yeah, me don't understand why you not here with me.
It's time for us to turn it up, y'all.
Over for you, girl. You've been out searching the wrong place. On your mind, only place that I want.
All right, come on, G-Hive, turn it up.
You define what true beauty is all the way. So divine, God must took a long time to make you. Yeah,
he's singing to you.
Been here before, it's different this time. You have me on your side. Follow me.
Heck yeah.
Follow me. I go show you the way. Oh, follow me. Follow me. I go show you the way. Oh, c'est la vie.
No, another one. Hold on. That was a little low key. Yeah. A little slow. We need some of that. I don't even know if this is gonna do it.
I need a second.
Okay.
I need to think this through. Your words are weapons. Can't you see what you do, girl?
Whoa.
Know you fine. Why you have to be so tough? Why you gotta be so tough? Got your own, but can tell you need some love.
Okay.
Yeah. Feels like I've known you, girl, all my life when I'm with you. Nothing else matter, you know that. Nothing else matter, don't go back.
Nice, y'all. We
I
got
don't
to
wait on you for
do
too
what we gotta
long,
do.
but I want
I
you.
like this one. I'm one of those types that will change that song in a minute. If I'm not feeling it, I will change it. My jam. Come on, Jihad. Hump day dance. Y'all see I keep snapping like the old folks. Oh, wait a minute. I am the old folks. Oh. All right, y'all, let me get serious. I'm serious about my dance now, okay? Woke up with a case of the grumpies today, so I needed that. Yes, Ocean Kimmy hooked the sister up with the earrings. Ooh. Okay, beautiful bliss, beautiful. Thank you. Ah. Yes, come on, Zelika. What's up, Lily? Hey, girl, how you doing? You know, I'm gonna show up and show out. Yeah, I was like, ooh, I'm so happy that today is the day. So do y'all have y'all's drinks? Let's go on ahead and get the show on the road. I don't know why, but I feel like I want to just talk a little bit about the astrology and stuff first. So I'm gonna follow my intuition. Yeah. Let me see here. Let me pull up because I don't have it up. Let's look at the moon. I want to see the moon phases. I'm pretty sure we're still in Taurus. Oh, by the way, y'all can see at the bottom of the screen, we have the next new moon retreat coming up. That retreat is on Sunday, the 20th. And it's focusing on Sag, which means that we're focusing on inspiration. And, you know, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know really what to say because I'm not one of the ones that's going to be predicting too much of like what we're going to be seeing, like some astrologers do. I don't do mundane astrology. But what I know is that, let me take that away. What I know is that 2023 is going to be a year to remember. I keep saying it. And the way to use astrology is to prepare yourself in advance. Okay. We want to prepare ourselves in advance. And you have to get yourself tanked up. Can you think about, and it was a few of y'all who are here now who were with me at the end of 2019, say for instance, or were with me throughout all of 2020. Some of y'all heard what I predicted at the end of 2020. I was like, y'all think 2021 is about to be easy? You're kidding yourselves. And sure enough, those of us in the United States, we were like, oh my God. Well, the whole year was a rough year for everybody, right? Well, not for everybody, a lot of people. It was a very transformative year and it was a lot of pressure to change. And so 2022, I said, I'm not super excited about 2022, but it definitely was not going to be 2021 or 2020. 2023, when I look at it, I still think it's actually kind of difficult to say exactly how it's going to manifest. But what I will say is there will be changes on the world scene. It's very similar to like what happened in 2020. We each have our own story from 2020, but that world scene cannot be denied. Doesn't matter where we stand on the issues or, how it played out and how we see it. There are some things that cannot be denied about 2020 because it was like a collective experience. And so 2023 is going to be the same thing. And so I've been studying different takes on it. Um and one thing I found, and I'm honest with y'all, I am not about conspiracy theories. If I have a conspiracy theory, I'll tell y'all. For the most part, my thing is I want to know who are the ones that make the best predictions. That even if it doesn't play out exactly like the words they said, the tone of it is similar. And so I can't remember who it was, but somebody. Oh yes, it was. It was this astrologer who had these graphs of um, world events that happen, and you can see like there's times when the graph was going up, and then there was times when the graph was the line was going down, and then you would see it go back up and down. And he touched on like this is what happened in astrology. This was the astrology for this time, and this is the astrology for this next time, or when it was high, this is what the astrology looked like. And so it was like we peaked at some point. I can't remember when we peaked, but probably around 2007, 2008, something like that. The graph starts coming down. Well, the bottom of this line is 2023. Okay. So the bottom of this line is 2023. And then after 2023, it starts going up. Now, the reason I think 2023 is part of it, because I actually haven't looked at all the astrology, but it's two major things happening at the top of the year. The first is in March. Okay. Plus, we got these eclipses that will happen in April. And so in March, Saturn goes into Pisces and Pluto goes into Aquarius. And so when a planet like Saturn is typically going to stay in a sign for about 2.5 years. And Saturn is actually a social planet. Now, it's visible, so it does have an impact in our lives. And to work with Saturn will ensure success. Most people don't like Saturn, it gets a bad reputation, but it will ensure success. But make no mistake about it, this is a planet that has social implications. Things change because Saturn is very much like people in charge. Now, it's also it represents people who are oppressed. It's both, okay? But a lot of times it has to do with rules and restrictions and boundaries and different things like that. And so whatever sign it's in, that's where we'll see things happening. So for instance, right now, Saturn is in Aquarius. Now, again, I want to say to y'all, I do not know mundane astrology, but when I see things happen, I can relate it back to what I do understand about signs and planets. Mundane astrology is astrology of what world predictions. I am more into helping people transform their lives personally because that's where we have the most control. That's where I find my joy. But I listen to trusted astrologers who, when they predict, it comes to light. Just like they said, I don't listen to the ones that say what I want to hear. A lot of times, my favorite astrologer, Victor, he will say things that I am like, no, don't say it, Victor. But I'm like, you know what? You got to take the good with the bad. Astrology is not about everything always being good. Anywho, um, but Saturn in Aquarius, I want you to think about how much has come up in the last few years about rules when it comes to online platforms. It's been so many breaches, and then it's like rules are getting put into place. And another thing that has happened is, think about people in power, because that's Saturn. Whether that is part of it. We have a billionaire who just bought a social media platform. It's a lot that's been happening with social media. Podcasting is like booming more than ever, because that is Aquarius. And so, people are mastering podcasting now. So wherever Saturn goes, it's like we're going to see something happen on a bigger scale. Well, Saturn is going to go into Pisces at the beginning of March. And so once it is there, then we're going to start feeling this energy come around. It is one or two things. Saturn is either giving boundaries and rules that are needed, or it's giving it's like oppressing people. It's draining things. And so, like, what Saturn is going to bring to light is maybe like people who have mental health issues, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, any kind of addiction, actually. It's going to bring in, do I want to say rules? It's going to bring in maybe like we don't have enough regulation, because Saturn is regulation. But also, it's like maybe we need more rules around taking care of the ocean, because Pisces, the ocean. Maybe we need more rules around taking care of the ocean. But whenever Saturn moves from one sign into another, it literally shifts the landscape of what we're experiencing. But Saturn is not a fun planet, right? So if you're Pisces, if you got something in Pisces, when Saturn moves there, at some point you may be like, you know what? This is hard. Aquariuses, I have noticed, all the Aquariuses let me know. Aquariuses have had a hard year, because Saturn is like, get yourself together. That's kind of how I see Saturn. Saturn is kind of like that old person who is like has your best interest at heart, but they don't play. My kids used to say that I would like purse my lips like that, tighten them, and it was just like a black hole when they looked through my the circle. It was just a black hole when I was mad. That's Saturn. Get yourself together. So, but and all of us going to be gotten together. I also think it's going to bring to light topics around immigration or refugees. Also, yeah. So then Pluto moves into Aquarius. So we already just been dealing with Aquarian things, baby. Just get ready. Pluto moving into Aquarius. It is shifting the whole landscape. It's probably because Pluto has been so close to Aquarius. This is why, because Pluto is billionaires, millionaires, and billionaires, the ultra wealthy. That's one signification of it. Maybe this is an tech. Y'all think we didn't have these other kind of rulers or whatever, and leaders of countries and stuff like that. Well, now it's about to be Aquarius type people, techie people. And the online world is going to become more real than we imagine, right? So, but it always creates, whenever a big, or Pluto's not a big planet, but it's very powerful. And Saturn is, it's a slow moving planet, and it packs a punch. Whenever they move into a new sign, then you feel it, like literally when Pluto moves into Aquarius, something could just immediately shift in the online world, or transformation in some kind of way in society, because Aquarius is society. Immediately there's some huge shift that happens, and it's like a shakedown wherever Pluto is. So I'm saying all that to say, first of all, I want to let y'all know it's coming, and I do think it's good that we have this opportunity to kind of be able to catch our breath if you're not Scorpio. And Scorpios and all the fixed signs, we might be struggling. Maybe not all y'all struggling, but a lot of us are struggling. We on the struggle bus, all right? Because this year has not been easy for me. But it's it's not the worst year though. Like overall, definitely not the worst year. And so it's good that we're all kind of getting this opportunity to catch our breath because those last 2 years were rough. Um, and so do that. And part of the way I'm inviting you to do that, of course, is come to my retreats, because I believe in getting tanked up. I don't like getting myself together when it's when ish is going down. That ain't the time to get it together. I have a master's in public health, and one of the things that we say is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So it costs so much less when we are in prevention mode and maintenance and all that. And so what I love about this upcoming retreat is it's about Sagittarius, which is inspiration. And we begin to start looking at the vision for next year and looking at, of course, I can't go deep into y'all's astrology or anything like that, but you can at least begin to inquire of your soul, your inner goddess. What is it that I need to be focused on? Ultimately, your inner goddess knows everything. Things like astrology and readings kind of help to like confirm. Sometimes people do get revelations, but most people, when I do readings for them, they kind of already know and are already doing it. The astrology just kind of like is like, no, take this very seriously. This is a pivotal moment for you and fill in the blank. But most people know what to do. So we'll be looking at that. And yeah, join me. So I am gonna pull up the um, okay. Oh my gosh, this is like crazy. I don't know why this is here, but anywho, I just don't like that. Okay. Um, yes, we're still in the full moon phase, which is what I thought. That's why I have on my earthy Taurus look. I know I might look a little Virgo too, but I got on my little earthy Taurus look. So we're still in the full moon cycle. And things that we want to be focused on with this full moon are we want to, oh, one last thing. If you look in the description box, there's a link that will take you to either get more information or to go on ahead and register. I think it's 7 seats left available. And the early bird rate I put in for y'all until the 17th. Okay, so full moon. And so we want to continue to look for messages. So one thing that I did was just started keeping a log of everything that I've noticed in the last week. And so you could even go another week out and look at what is being highlighted for you. Let me take this down. I found an old notebook or binder for my sons, and I put in here my journal. My journal. And and you can do it wherever you want, but I decided I wanted to write out right here everything that I've been noticing during this full moon. It's so pivotal for me as a Taurus moon and a Scorpio rising sign. I was like, I need to make sure I do this or write it down, because one thing to remember is this eclipse is the full moon to the first eclipse that happened, or actually it's the second one in Taurus. Okay. There was a new moon eclipse in Taurus in May, I think it was. Yeah. And so I want you to go back to last year this time. Also, there was a full moon eclipse in Taurus. Now, I will say, yeah, okay. So that full moon eclipse was in Taurus. And so then we got to the new moon, and it was kind of like you're headed in a new direction. And I kind of looked at it as whatever got kicked off in 2021 is still like this pressure to change, this pressure to go in this new direction. and not pressure necessarily, but you just feel this internal pressure to take yourself in another direction, no matter how uncomfortable. If you resist it, you feel like resistance is futile, right? And then we got to that new moon, which like and that new moon in Taurus, which was like a fresh new reset and restart in that Taurus area of your life, or just, wherever it's, however it's looking for you. So I want you to think back. This is how astrology works. You got to think back to last year, this time. Then you got to think to that new moon, because that new moon, this is the full moon to the new moon that happened in May. Okay. And so now we're going to be at a time where we're like winding things down. But make no mistake about it, there's going to be another, I think the first one, there's going to be another eclipse. Let me finish my sentences. I'm working on being more mindful and not letting my mind just drag me. But let's just see here. I need to type all this out so I don't have to always come over here and look. On the 5th, okay. There's a full moon in Scorpio. Okay, that still is a part of this moon, but and then okay, so I guess it's in April is when we're gonna have that. In April is when we're gonna see the first eclipse in Aries. But anywho, yes. So once we get back to this new moon in Taurus on the 19th of May of 2023, we will oh dang, y'all can't see it. I'm not looking at the screen. We once we get back to that new moon on May 19th of 2023, then we will be at the end of this particular cycle, okay? And we'll be able to kind of kick off, have a fresh new start. And what we're involved in is going to last for we're going to go through a cycle of 9 years. And in about 9 years, the eclipses will be back in Scorpio and Taurus, although it'll be a reverse of what they are right now. And we're going to revisit this time. So this is what I love about eclipses. They're just so pivotal in how you can change your life, and they give you time to do it. You don't, if you're working consciously with the energy, you don't have to like go through an Oya transformation where Oya just comes through and just is like, we tearing it all up, y'all. We tearing it all up. Okay, so we have the full moon in here, I'll put it back like this. I kind of liked it like that. We have the full moon on until tomorrow, the 10th. Then we start going into the waning moon phase. So yeah, we'll just stick with what we're talking about right now. Seems like there was something else I was going to say, but we're going to go on ahead and remove that from the stream. Oh, is there something in front of me? I don't like it when that happens. Sometimes it feels like there's something there and then I don't see anything, but I'm swatting. Oh, I have missed so many comments. Hold on, let me see here. Okay. Good morning, Sharmika. Grand Risings, Peg. Okay, Marcia, I see you, peaceful one. I won't keep saying your name, but I just want you to know. I now know who you are. Yes, it will be. Yes. Greetings, bonjour, Diza. Yes. Get that coffee. Shamika's like, girl, I might need a second one. My heart goes out to you, girl. We look, just take it easy, because Larissa, whoo, we still in this full moon. Yes. Yes, go in with your spiritual shield, Natasha. I love that. Yeah, a lot of us, and mine wasn't all bad, largely because I have been doing so much work. I do need to talk to y'all about the latest thing that I've been doing with NLP. I feel like that's making a huge difference for me. Um, but it does feel like for me, I need a breakthrough. And it's like I'm having to really tell myself, keep walking forward. Do not turn around. That's what this feels like for me. But I have seen a lot of blessings come through too. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. These eclipses sometimes it will make you just be like, oh my gosh, I can't do anything but sleep. Hot like what? Come on, you gotta give us more details. Hot like as in you're hot, or hot as in like I'm going off, or hot like as in, baby, I am living my best life. Everybody better watch out. Okay, so maybe the Leos are feeling tired because I know both of these ladies are Leo rising. So, hmm. Happy birthday, Shamika. Ah. What's the day? Did it fall during the full moon phase? I can't remember the exact date, Shamika. Ooh, hopefully my article on it will be, well, make sure you keep us posted on how we can learn more about it or how we can support you, Diza, okay? Okay. I'm all about that. This is it. This is it. Saturn gives me my grandma standing in the door with the switch. Saturn gives me that too, Peg. That is exactly what Saturn gives me. Good morning, learning. Welcome. Oh, good. Glad you are here. Tell your coworker that you with your sisters. No, I'm kidding. I'm so joking. I'm so joking. Mystic Storm. Mm. Yes, Eileen. Take care, Larissa. Love you. At least I only have one language. Diza. Ah, I love this. This is beautiful learning. That makes me so happy to see. I'm not gonna lie. One of the things that I checked off on my list is one of the ladies who is in my coaching program sent me a message, and she said something to the effect of, there's this timeline work we've been doing, and it put her now in a position of feeling like um she, how do I say it? It's like she has more comfort in herself and she can settle down and trust life. It was something to that effect. And I was like, that's like music to my ears. Whenever a woman is like, I feel so good in my life, whether I helped her or not, it doesn't matter. Just women who feel good in their bodies, they feel like life is blessing them. Woo, that is music to my ears. So I am so okay, learning. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna hold it right here and then, oh, it's not that many more. Okay. I pulled the February and April card today, accompanied with peace and harmony and wealth. Didn't think about looking into astrology for the next year. Oh, yeah, definitely. One of the things you can do is look at what's going on with Pluto, all the outer planets. Are there any big changes? Or are there any major aspects? So, like, Last year, there was an aspect between Saturn and Uranus, and that is something that will make everything and everybody pay attention. The sun squaring Saturn is going to last a few days, right? Mars retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, they may have like a long-term aspect with something. But it'll just be a few months, right? But like for me, I had a Neptune transit. That transit has lasted, it started in 2019, and I'm still dealing with that transit now. So when it's a long term transit, gee, monetti. Yeah. Well, Shamika, yeah, change gonna come. What can I say? You have planets in, I can't remember if she has planets in Taurus or not. If your birthday is tomorrow, if your solar return is tomorrow, then you're this is happening during the full moon. So yeah, yeah, just beautiful. Yeah, wish Shamika a happy birthday. Ooh, that is beautiful. Thank you, learning. Ah, it's just so exciting when we wish our sisters a happy birthday. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. What else did I want to look at? We're just gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna send it, as my kids would say. Uh I've gotten to the point where I'm doing this so much for y'all. I don't feel right if I don't do it. And I just hadn't looked at the astrology with you all for the week. I've looked at it with my coaching clients, but not the collective. So let me pull this up. Let me see here. 11:9. Okay, Mercury opposition Uranus. That might explain why I woke up with the grumpies, because it's not really that I'm grumpy. It's like this nervous energy. Mercury Uranus can create nervous energy and like staticky type energy in your mind. So yeah, Mercury opposition Uranus is also wonky communication, because Mercury is communication. Uranus is a network type energy also. It's electricity, and it's like there could be breaks, or it could be all of a sudden something gets announced also, but it's also like uh there's something happening with communication and something interrupts it all of a sudden, right? Because Uranus is like all of a sudden type energy. Mercury is the mind, and Uranus is more of like an up level. And so maybe we're supposed to up level, and our minds are like resisting. And so Uranus might be kind of like pushing us. That might be part of what's going on with me too, y'all. Um, let's see here. Okay, so that's one Mercury transit, and then we have another Mercury square Saturn. So let me pull up. Um, okay, Mercury's in Scorpio, Saturn is in Aquarius. So, Mercury again is the mind, it's communication. It's almost sort of like our things, like how we are operating day to day also. Um and so Saturn is more of like get serious, quit playing. So something may happen, and it's like, you get this message either inside or from, someone else. You need to get serious about what you're doing. That's kind of sort of like what you'll hear in your mind. Or um Mercury is in a sign that has to do with transformation right now. And so Saturn is like, do you want to make progress? Then you need to allow this transformation of your mind. I can't remember that scripture from the Bible, but it's like, be transformed in your mind, right? So that's what Mercury is going through, like purging and releasing. So we want to um Yeah, we want to allow whatever we need to let go and release in our mind. It may be we need to have some transformative type of discussions and talks with ourselves in order to help keep us making progress and moving forward, because Saturn is in Aquarius. Woo, I just thought about that Pluto going in Aquarius when I said that, because it's about progress. And so when Pluto next year, y'all, I'm already in 2023. I just left this little monthly thing I'm doing. But anywho, when Pluto goes into Aquarius in 2023, it is like change needs to happen. Oh, we got a new number. Hold on, let me focus. Change needs to happen. Um, but it will be through radical transformation. Change needs to happen, but it will be through radical transformation. And that's why I'm like, y'all, we really need to be tanking ourselves up. That's the best way. So, one of the things I think about for me is when I realized that I was getting ready to go through these eclipses, like I had watched these Sagittarius and these Capricorns. And it's just this part of the eclipse is the part that's about, it's called K2. Where is it? Right here. K2. K2 is like, we're going to release, we're going to let go, we're going to get more spiritual. It's like really and truly, it's an otherworldly type transit. And so when I saw it and what was happening to them, I started thinking to myself, okay, where am I off in my life? And of course, y'all know I've been talking about the body, right? Taking care of my body, my lifestyle, and working on my abundance consciousness, right? So I started last year doing everything I could. Like, okay, these are the people who I know can help me to begin to make more progress now, like really start making as many changes as I can, and also opening myself up and embracing this change that's going to come. So once the eclipses started coming through, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of throwing me a little bit. This ain't no joke, but the one thing I'll say is like doing things like the mindfulness. That's where I was going. Doing mindfulness, it has helped me to, there's this thing called equanimity in mindfulness. And it's like hard times can come, but you don't get rocked by them, right? This is what we're wanting to do as we lead up to 2023. So I'm gonna come back to that reading. But first, let me welcome Eileen Ocean Kimmy Atkins to the channel. Yay, a new member. Yes, I have a membership that you can join now. It's interesting. Here's a moment that I'll share with you all. Last year around this time, I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling with that membership. It was very slow to sign people up, and people would leave, and it would be hard to get people to come into the membership. And I really was doing too much actually inside of that membership. And so I was struggling so much last year at that full moon with the membership. I was creating all other kind of offers. I was like, okay, this coaching is helping me so much more in my business to make money. So I'm going to just keep working on that. And eventually I'll be able to like get to this place where I can like really grow this membership. That was what I was saying all of last year. So around this time last year, it was getting to that point where I was just like, I don't know if I can keep doing this. And eventually at the top of the year, again, it's eclipse energy. It just started making me just like make all of a sudden kind of shifts. And I was just like, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I sent a message out and was like, I'm done with the membership, and I'm just doing circles for right now. Well, all of a sudden at this full moon, I was like, you know what? And I had been kind of thinking about it, but I was like, I don't really know what to put inside of my membership because I'm not producing a whole lot of content like I was when I had the other membership. Well, one of my coachees asked me to talk about Mars. I was like, oh, I already got a Mars retrograde template. All I got to do is just fill in the details. And that's when I decided I'm going to start this membership again. It doesn't matter if people join or not. I hope y'all do. but because I'm already creating this. So I'm going to be putting things inside of it like Mars retrograde, which who do I have to share that with? If I try to sell it individually, no one will buy it. So things like that, it'll make it easier for y'all to get access to those kinds of things. The only thing from the new moon retreat that's going to go into the membership is the through the signs video. Otherwise, these are two different offers. I'm not putting anything else in this membership that is in that new moon retreat, because I love that new moon retreat so much. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I'm gonna keep doing it until I get everybody to come on a regular basis. But anywho, thank you, Eileen. She had said she was looking for the button. She found it. Okay. Let me go back. But I mean, honestly, I know I just talked about myself, but it's the best way right now that I really know how to explain to y'all how these eclipses work, how they look, to show the cycle of them. I never in my life thought I was gonna have another membership. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I was like, oh, this one is so easy. It's on my channel, all that kind of good stuff. And it all got kicked off last year. You know what? So this is showing me whatever it was last year that you were asked to let go of, it may have been just so you can get a fresh new. Well, I said that. Okay, boom. So you can get a fresh new start in May. Okay, cool. Let's see here. Mercury square Saturn. Okay, Sun square Saturn. So we can see we got a lot going on with Mercury. Mercury doing the most, and then we got quite a bit going on with Saturn and Uranus this week. So it's to a certain degree, kind of like a masculine week. It's not a week where we'll feel like, oh, the energy just feels so soft and supple. No, this week it feels like I got to get my butt up and running. I know some of y'all sleepy, but a lot of us may be feeling like this is not actually the most fun week. This is a week where I feel like I've got to get some stuff done, or we might feel a little bit nervous, anxious. Sun square Saturn. So the sun is like this natural intelligence squaring up with Saturn. So it could be you need to better channel your innate intelligence, or you need to use it in a more structured way. The way that would look. I'm sorry that I use so many examples for me. I'll do my best to try to figure out other ways to talk about it. But before I got so serious about my business, I would be sharing wisdom on like Facebook and my Instagram, my personal Instagram. And I began to say to myself, you get so many comments on how inspirational, your posts are. I've been known for as long as I've been on social media. One of the top things people say is, wow, your posts really inspire me. And I said to myself one day, well, why am I putting this out here, this free content on these platforms? I need to be doing it for me. I need to bring more structure and turn it into a business, right? So it may be that it's like you got this natural genius, but you're just not doing anything with it. There's no structure around it or whatever. So it could be that. It could be because the sun is also a leader. Saturn is a leader. It's kind of like, tighten it up. Let's get more discipline, right? So it could be something like that. It could be like a clash between two people in leadership. So maybe you and somebody else, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean at work or anything, but just two people that are in charge of some sort, kind of bumping heads. Now, we'll say if there is something that you're like, I really have been struggling to get this done, you will get it done with Sun square Saturn. And that energy is in effect right now as we speak. Oh, thank the goddess. Venus trine Neptune. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Finally. So Venus. So this theme, let me just backtrack for a minute. What I said about Mercury, which is like this transformation to make progress. Venus and the sun, they all are contributing to this transformation to make progress, release and let go. And let me see here. Yeah, it will help you in your goals or will help you to be more gainful. You might need to offload something that is preventing you from being gainful. And this is about money when I'm saying that, because Aquarius is a sign that is about being gainful from your work, and Scorpio is a sign about being about money also. It's a money house, or a money sign, not a house. And so all of this is about some type of transformation that will lead you to progress, right? But it won't necessarily feel fun, but it'll just be like, "Ah, forget it. I'm just going to get it done." It's that kind of energy. Now, Venus trine Neptune, that's when we start getting to this place of more intuition and flow and feminine energy, because then Mercury is going to try Neptune this weekend. And see, Scorpio, it's a rough sign. I'm not going to lie, but it's like you're able to just go so deep when we have planets in Scorpio. It's like, yeah, hold up. I'm getting ready to go real deep inside, or you just do some really deep research. It's a sign that has to deal with healing, wounding, and trauma. Or the other side, the flip side of that is a sign that's like, I invite you into the deepest self-care that you can bring into your life. And so then we're going to have these planets trining Neptune in Pisces. So what is Neptune? Neptune is like get away, and um it's the ocean, and it's purging and releasing. Actually, it could be like, finally we're willing to let this thing go, and it doesn't feel so hard. Because Pisces, believe it or not, it is a sign that has to do with liberation. You get freed up. It's total liberation with Pisces, right? And so, but it's an energy where it's like, yes, I'm going to take care of myself. And you just feel like you have this breakthrough, and you're willing to let something go. And you have a lot of, um, you feel like super grateful. But the other thing is that maybe you're going to have more compassion. Like, yeah, I really screwed this up, but I did the best I could given what I had. Yesterday, I did a reading for somebody, and it was like this kind of energy was starting to play out, because I was like, there was something that, she had said, and I was like, look, you've got to look at the beautiful creations in your life. And, when we do things where it's like, we know, because let me tell y'all, in NLP, what we teach is never live at the effect in your life. Remember that you are first cause. It's not victim blaming. You're not taking responsibility for what somebody did to you. But when it comes to your life, you are saying, I am just going to do what I can given what I have in this moment, right? You are first cause. And so we can say, yes, I put myself in a position that is hard. I don't know why I missed the cues. I know I said this about this, relationship that I was in. It was supposed to be a friendship or whatever. And I'm like, how did I miss the cues? I saw them, but I didn't interpret them in the right way. As a matter of fact, I told myself, you being petty talking about somebody like that. Why are you talking about this sister like that? You don't feel good about yourself, and that's why you're talking about her. Honey, oh no, I was right. Spirit was like, we tried to tell you, but I have compassion for myself. I forgive myself. I did the best I could given what I had, and I learned the lesson from it. So that's kind of how I see the weekend for us. So Venus sextile Pluto, and then so you see we're going to have some Pluto, some more Neptune. So this is a lot of the outer planet energy happening. So when we see this outer planet thing happening, it will be some things going on out in the world. Maybe we'll start feeling a little bit more compassionate for people who we maybe haven't felt compassion for. Maybe something about women could be coming through. Um, and maybe something about Mercury and Neptune. Mercury and Neptune. Mercury could be some type of maybe there's going to be some message that goes out that's kind of like a goodwill message. Neptune is goodwill. Pluto is transformation. Pluto is empowerment, power. So I do think that next week, at the top of the week, maybe even through the end of next week, it's going to feel more feminine, just because the sextile is Venus, the trine is Jupiter. Those are good fortune, and then if we have those kind of aspects, it brings that kind of energy. Even with the rough planet like Pluto, I love it when a planet trines Pluto or sextiles Pluto. You just feel so like, I can do this. I can do it. And then Venus goes into Sagittarius. So right now, Venus is in Scorpio, and it's about some transformation for women on the global scale, some transformation regarding money. Venus in Scorpio is something is transforming. Maybe some of us are like, I got to get myself together with how I'm gonna take care of my money, what I'm gonna do with my money, how I'm gonna invest my money, those kinds of things. But when Venus goes into Sag, women will feel more inspired. And, some of us will even be like, you know what? I am a woman leader. That's one thing I am excited to start working on, as a part of this organization, Sistership Circle. I am about helping women step fully into their leadership, even if they're just being the leaders of their own lives. But you'll come out and you'll have these inspirational messages, or maybe you as a woman will feel like, I feel inspired and good about myself and hopeful, and I have a vision for my life, right? Venus and Sagittarius, it can bring some good fortune, because both of these signs actually have to do with good fortune, bringing goodness, good things. And Sagittarius is about growth and expansion. So some people may, even though Venus is invisible, so her energy is weakened right now. She's like, I need to take a little bit of a rest. So good night. And when she comes out on the other side, I can't remember now that I'm not doing this. Is one thing I do miss about the membership. And I think that's why I'm starting it up again. I do miss it. Would make me keep up with everything so much better. So Venus in Sag, invisible. Oh, when she rises again, is she going to be an evening star or a morning star? Does anyone know? Has she been a morning star or an evening star? Let me know if you know that. I cannot remember. But anyway, she's invisible. Her energy is more internal. So yeah, self-worth and value. That's what I think is going to come through. We're all going to be looking at, like, how do I value myself? Or maybe it's something like, this is the value I want to bring to the world. Yeah. And then Mercury is going to go into Sagittarius. So yeah, next week we'll all be feeling so much better. Let me look at the comments. Okay, let me I don't think I put them all up for you, Shamika. What are y'all drinking this morning? Okay, yes. Communicational transitions and transformation. I'm feeling it. The need to transform how I talk to myself. That is so good. How I talk to myself and others. Ooh. Yay, Eileen. Yeah, I had Patreon, but I did not like that Patreon for the amount of content that I had. And it might be different now, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick with YouTube for right now. Thank you, Shamika. Yes, I get it. I get it. Hello, Devi. Hello. Here we go. Romans 12:2. Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Thank you, Nexodus. Thank you. I'm not afraid to quote scripture or anything from any spiritual system. If it's going to help me, guess what? I am using it. That's it. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Mm. So, what that looks like is you stop and look at what you are thinking. And when you change the way you, as oh boy said, but it wasn't exactly this, when you change your thought, it changes literally the whole landscape of the mind. Okay. Okay. You found it on your laptop. Yes. You need to check it on your laptop. Yes. 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 Thank you. Very good question. Okay. Squares are challenging, so that's why they're looked at, that's why they're called negative. It's like positive and negative aspects. Well, also all aspects have a positive and a negative expression. Um, and so squares are like the energy of Mars. And when you're dealing with the warrior, is that fun? Especially if you're not in warrior mode, if you're in chill mode, or if you're in stuck mode, that's where I find most women stuck. If you're in stuck mode and Ogun come up in here like, girl, you know, we're gonna act like this is his sword. Goon standing like, let's go, let's do this. Come on. Why you sitting there? We don't get stuck. And you feel so stuck, you'll be like, I don't like you, Ogun. Why you acting like that with me? Don't push me, Ogun, you know? And so Ogunda will be like, you are gonna get this done. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And you're like, let me go ahead and get it done. And then on the other side of it, you and Ogun standing there feeling so proud. And you're like, okay, I know Ogun kind of like irritated me to do this, but I'm happy about it. I'm so happy. It was like 2 years in the making. I was supposed to get this done, and I got it done in 1 week. That's what a square can do for you. That's what we experienced 2021. If you want to know what a square is, 2021 we were under one long square, and it was with Saturn, which is called a malefic planet in ancient astrology or traditional astrology. It's called a malefic planet, and that just means, remember, every planet has a positive and negative expression, just like all the Orisha or the Neter, or anything has a positive and negative expression. We all have a positive and negative expression. So we want to make sure that the planets and the aspects and the signs are multidimensional. So, but Saturn is rough, because if you want to play and have a good time, Saturn is like, that's not what we're here to do. Just like what Peg described, Big Mama standing at the door with a switch. And he's like, oh my gosh. So we pretty much were under Big Mama's rule last year. The Big Mama that is strict Big Mama, who was like, I don't know what y'all doing up in here, but this is getting ready to change. That's what we were under last year. So just think about all that pressure to change, all that push. That's another thing Saturn will do, push you to change. And it's always kind of like sparking a new beginning, because Mars is Aries. It's like something new. It's action, it's energy. So it can be a very invigorating and helpful. Most of the astrologers I know call the square a very good aspect. The opposition is pretty rough. Another thing is, how many squares are you dealing with at one time, right? Yes. Ah, love that. Love that learning. Oh my gosh. Hi, Erica. Divine full moon to you. Ah, okay. Wow. Sending out my heart and love to you. It's a lot of ancestral stuff that could be happening, because we are in I'm glad you said that. Actually, you brought something to my mind, Diza. because we are in Scorpio, that could be bringing up ancestral stuff, because some of the wounding that we are dealing with is ancestral. But Neptune also will bring up ancestral stuff. Neptune is what is unseen, and it does have to do with our ancestors also, who are in the unseen world. So we got Neptune here, 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 here. We got a lot of Neptune going on right now. So I can imagine people are definitely dealing with ancestral stuff right now. Yep. Anything going on in Taurus or these money signs, it will do that. Turkey tail tea. I'm gonna have to look and see what that is. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna need all y'all to help me get all this stuff together. Actually, I can put up a store here on YouTube also. Thank you, Shamika. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Oh, no, 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 no. This is a very good one. Yep. Perception is projection. So this helps me to understand why you are loving this moon. So here's an astrology moment. Capricorn stellium, the moon in Taurus is feeling good for her because she is earth, just like Taurus is earth. So yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm learning something new. I've been hearing more people talk about the mushroom tea. Okay, y'all. So yeah, yeah. It's a lot coming up with the ancestors. Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna put this back in the stream, and I think we're gonna stay a little bit heady today because I am gonna have to get off shortly. So I'm just gonna go on ahead and go into a happy pocket full of money. Let me see here. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. That is the thing that I have been doing the most ever since we went over this the last time, is telling myself, stay in this moment. Because that mind trying to drag me. It's like, nah. And then I had to look in my do I have the book off the shelf? Take this out for a minute. I've been trying to remember what these words are in this book, the Secrets of the Yogic Sutra. Been reminding myself that it's interesting to me. We think yoga is go do all the hatha yoga, whatever, the asanas. But when I look at this book, which is about the teachings from the actual big teachers, however long ago, of yoga, it is not the movement. It is the mind. And I remember when I first read this book, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like on point. He talks about how the teachers teach the mind is disturbed, stupefied, distracted. If you think about your mind, especially for those of us who are dealing with runaway minds, disturbed, stupefied, distracted. One of those or all, right? And disturbed, we know something's bothering us. Stupefied, mind is dull. Distracted, squirrel. And so any practice that we do that brings us into the moment is one of the best spiritual practices that we can do. And that is, we have to cultivate the ability to notice when our mind is running and racing and is just focused on disturbed things and is dull. We have to begin to notice that. And at the very least, just say, okay, well, let me see, what does my hand feel like right now? Or like, what am I feeling in my body? Or, okay, what sounds am I hearing? Bring yourself into this moment is one of the best things you can do. And, if you want to be in that position where you are um, manifesting more of what you want, then you have to be in the now moment, because to know the next step to your manifestation is not going to be found any place but right here. Okay. So let's see here. And we've been talking about time. Oh my gosh. I always just go on and on and on about other stuff, and it feels like it's taking forever. But are we in a rush? who Devi mentioned something about time. I've noticed here lately, it's almost like things are timeless. I literally have to kind of look at clocks and um, you know, look at my calendar to figure out what is the day. I'm not quite sure why it's like this, but we know time is just a construct. So be careful how you set deadlines for yourself. Time does not exist as an absolute. Now I'm gonna tell you why he's saying that. He's saying that because we need deadlines to keep ourselves moving. We need to give ourselves something. Talk about a square aspect. A square aspect is like, what is going to keep me moving? Because a lot of us are like, oh, I'm manifesting, I'm like visualizing and I'm feeling it and all of that. But when we set a goal and put a time on it, it's more about like, okay, I already know these are the exact steps I need to do. So let me make sure I set it so that I get it done. It's more of like that activation. And it's not so much like, okay, I think I can manifest this thing, in 2 years. Well, what if you can manifest it in 6 months? Why wait 2 years when you can manifest it in 6 months? But it could be more of like, yeah, within 2 years, this is, I'm giving myself 2 years. It can come sooner. I say things like that. It can come sooner, but I'm giving myself 2 years. And, and it doesn't even matter if it happens within the 2 years or not, because it's more of like the process of getting there. How much have you surrendered yourself to that process? Right. So that's really why he's saying this. And I'm going to tell you why. He's saying making deadlines for yourself also introduces fear and doubt. Wait a minute. Let me go back here. Yeah. I love this one. Nothing is difficult for the source God. So, okay, I just explained what he was talking here. So it says making deadlines for yourself also introduces fear and doubt, and often actually slows you down if you could have done it a lot sooner, but your mind keeps looking at the faraway date. But that is for somebody who is not living in the moment, because a lot of the dates is about it's more about, again, I know what I need to do, right? And in order to manifest what you want, you have to feel it in the now moment. But, you know, I told myself I'm going to give myself 5 years to figure out this business. But I don't really care if it takes 5 years. It could take 2 years. It could take 10 years. I just needed to set a date, but that date isn't hard and fast. Like, it has to be in 5 years. And if it's not in 5 years, it's over, right? No. So that's what we're saying when we're talking about setting dates. I do also think it makes detachment difficult, which is crucial for letting the infinite and unpredictable organizing power of the source to work optimally for you. So, again, I said 5 years, but I have no attachment to that number. I'm completely detached. Honestly, I set that time because if I don't set something out, then when times are hard in the now moment, I'll be like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. But when I remind myself, nope, you said 5 years. Or like with the circles this year, I'm just being 100. I'm just telling y'all, like, these are the things that I have been using, these kinds of, or have been playing out for me. I was like, I need to figure out what is this circle? Initially, it was kind of like, what do I do in the circle? And now it's like, what, is this going to be one of my main offerings? Am I going to keep offering these circles? And I've wanted to quit. Sometimes I just feel ultra busy and it's like, I don't know if I can actually pull this circle off. But then I'll tell myself, you told yourself a year. So, like, when I set a time, a lot of times it's because, like, I'm holding myself accountable and I'm not giving myself a way to back out of it. And typically what ends up happening when we do it that way is we end up happy because there's so much learning and so much growth and expansion and evolution that happens when we won't let ourselves quit, okay? Um but yeah, it's all about the moment of now. The moment of now is what matters the most when it comes to everything in life. You know, I think about if we want to avoid regret, what we want to do is to stay in the now moment because regret oftentimes comes from we have not taken advantage of the moment that we were in. A lot of us can go down the list of all the things that are wrong, all the things that we've done wrong, all the things that are wrong in our lives. But even in the midst of wrongness, if we can just take a moment and just be present to it, sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm alive. I'm still here. Yeah, this may be a mess that I created, but it's my mess. You know, it's like, okay, if I can create this mess, I can create something great, right? I do agree with this. Have patience with the unfolding of things. And see, that's again like the time thing. If it is time because you're being controlling, then that's where disappointment will come in. But if you set a time, because like I said, for me, it's like, okay, it helps me to not quit. Or it helps you to understand, well, by this date, I want to have this done, then that's that's fair, right? But a lot of us, when we have all this controlling energy, like it must happen. And sometimes we low key feeling it, but we not expressing it because we know it's not appropriate. I'm not supposed to be a control freak. But on the inside, we controlling everything. Like it better happen or else, you know, and it feels like tense and tight. Can y'all relate to what I'm saying? Have y'all experienced that? Can you like recall it? Whereas it's like, okay, I don't exactly know how this is going to happen. I don't know how this is going to manifest, but um, I have patience and I am going to trust the universe and just see what's going to come out. While we're in the season of Scorpio, it is a season of trust, working on trust issues. Um, because we have to remember we are the co-creators with the universe. And so we have to do our part and the universe does its part, but it's a nice dance. Um, yeah, it's a nice dance. And the more we're patient and undetached, the more we are patient and detached, then this energy is allowed to like flow to us. We hear the next inspired step. Being in the now moment, you're able to understand the inspired action that you're supposed to take. So if you rush or force them, you interfere and slow them down. See, nature is perfect. And the more for those who love the spiritual tradition of Ifa, it is truly about aligning with nature. And when we are aligned with nature, we think nature is perfect. So of course, everything is working in my favor. Everything is working for my highest and my greatest good. Everything, right? If you wish for faster results, the right way to shorten time is raising your certainty. Okay. The right way to shorten your time is raising certainty, increasing the clarity of your imagination, being of one mind. Don't keep changing your mind, concentrating, and most importantly, raise your awareness from the level of your conscious um, to subconscious, superconscious mind, and self. Okay. So, very, very important. So, tell me how you are with if there's something you desire, how certain of you? For me, that is where I struggle the most. Sometimes it's like, today I'm certain. Okay, today I'm not certain. This is not going to work. But we have to always remember we can't always look at the effect and think, this is it. You know, sometimes you have to look at the effect. I'll give y'all the example that comes to mind for me is when I'll say, okay, I'm certain this time I'm gonna go on ahead and do, this good thing or whatever with my health and my wellness. I'm gonna work out and all that kind of good stuff. And this is menopause, okay? So premenopause is not this kind of discussion, but once I hit perimenopause, this has been the thing I've had to work on the most. It's like you get on the scale, and then I see the scale is up. Oh my gosh. Even though I was so certain before. Whereas now it's like, okay, what I'm certain of is when I do A, B, C, D, see, I'm not going to let the effect bother me. I'm going to the cause. And the cause is this: I have learned over time A, B, C, D, E. All these things equal scale goes down. So we can't look at the effect and just because with the scale, I do weigh daily because it has helped me to keep my weight down even more. I If I get upset at the effect, let me tell y'all, there are gonna be many days I'm laying on the floor. There's some days I just kind of kick the scale, like, really? That's the kind of news you got for me? And then I've just taught myself to just shake it off, right? Can't let the effect bother me. I've got to get to the source. The source is inside of me. What am I being led to do? How am I taking care of myself? Because sometimes it's not about what I ate. It's not about how I moved. It's about how much stress I had or how little sleep. It's like, all right, touche. I did go to bed late and I was extremely stressed yesterday. You know, then it's like, okay, we feel empowered, right? Most people are unaware of wait a minute. Raising your certainty, increasing the clarity of your imagination. I would say I'm not exactly good with this either. I think I am good with imagination. I'm always seeing pictures. So that is a lie from the pit, and the truth ain't in it. I need to work on clarity of imagination. So it's just watch your mental pictures, right? Being of one mind. And certainty in one mind is like, this is the only outcome. There's no other outcome. And I'll say, like, for me, and you can tell me what this looks like for you. I would love to hear that. In my business, I've told myself, it's no out. You're going to do this. No matter what effect I see. Concentrating. I think that goes to what are we keeping our mind on? So a lot of times when I am like, no, this is going to happen, I'm making, this is what I have put out to the universe that I want to happen, because I was about to mess up and say, I'm making this happen. That's not a sign of, what do we say? Have patience. And that's not a sign of being detached. But anywho, I'll say, okay, I am all in, 100% all in. That's kind of how I see it. And so then I'll stay like focused on listening to people who are doing whatever this thing is that I want to do. I keep myself immersed in that so that I stay focused. Because remember, the yogis are saying part of our issue, part of the reason we're unyoked is because of a distracted mind. So how do we manifest? Concentrate. Raise your awareness from the level of your conscious mind to your subconscious mind. And so that's a lot of, y'all hear me talk about timeline work, hypnosis. The new one that I've been doing is, I gotta go. The new one that I've been doing is called parts integration. I have to do this to get myself to stop. We're gonna do this song right here. I hope that I don't just sound like a rambling maniac. Sometimes I go back and listen to my videos and I'm like, no, that was good. But I have to go back and see it as a third party. Okay. So I'm not going to talk about, I just want to finish this paragraph. I'm not going to talk about parts integration, but I'm going to tell y'all about it soon because this thing has been rocking my world. Okay. If you perfect awareness, imagination, faith, certainty, and clarity, you can create results instantly. And we've all done this, where it's just like, girl, don't even worry about it, like, for real. And the next thing you know, it's almost like knock knock, and you're like, oh my gosh, here it is, right? We've all had that experience. And this is just saying, this is the system to make this happen more regularly. You are now beginning, and you will get better as time goes by. Just be deliberate in these things and choose to be more aware and certain, and it will happen. Do not be impatient, because that throws you into a state of wanting, and this delays the results even further. Let me see here. Nothing is there to come, nothing past, but an eternal now always does last. I just wanted to make sure I ended on a positive note for our subconscious minds. Okay, I have to save this now. But I'm headed to a training, an online training. And so I do need to get off. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to look at the comments real quick before I get off. It's always so nice to be here. I woke up with the grumpies as soon as I logged in. I was like, oof, I'm here with the G Hive. Let me see here. Oh, comments. I may not be able to read them all, but I'm going to go back. Okay. Thank you. For sure. I love that, Morgan. Keep us posted when you get it back up, Shamika. Okay. Beautiful. Thank y'all so much. Yeah, we're gonna have to put that. We're gonna have to put that back up. Ooh, I just love to see y'all talking back and forth. I see all y'all's comments. I'm not gonna be able to bring them all up. Yeah, we got to get that taken care of. Yes. Thank you. It's always so good to see you. So yes, if y'all would check out my upcoming retreat, and I would love to have y'all join also as a channel member. But yeah, if you need to choose one or the other, that is fine. Sending you a hug. Sending you a hug. Peace, G Hive. Yes. Okay, let me go on ahead and get myself together. I appreciate you all so much. I hope that this is just the perfect inspiration that will get you into through the next 7 days. Let's say 7 days. Thank you all so much. And I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your community. The G Hive is strong. Okay. And yeah, just know that I love you. All right, y'all take care. Peace and love.